All right. This is now week 14 we've been doing this. We finished up chapter 1, like, basically immediately at episode 12. It was pretty clean. Let's see if we can make this one stretch out for 12 episodes. I'm not sure. But, you know, there's stuff to do here. Maybe not that much stuff. But what happened last time was, in recent memory, Tamily Tanderville has offered you an old fishing camp she has not used in many years, ever since she set up her like proper fishery in Otari itself, and it just operates out of there. It's a few miles out of town, like a few hours away by foot, and you all moved pretty carefully through the woods in order to get there, so it took you a few hours more. And on your way, you were attacked by a wild boar. And somebody else happened to be chasing this boar. The boar was hunting you while the boar was being hunted. And unfortunately, the boar did not manage to hunt any of you. Unfortunately for the boar. Very fortunate for all of you. But you all did absolutely destroy this poor boar and then immediately began to feast on it afterwards. As this new friend who was hunting the boar for lunch approached you all, who goes by the name of Jib. A small monkey-ish type creature. I don't know if we've had any more detail than that, Jib. I know detail, but I don't know if the other players do. I guess it probably wouldn't be... Sorry, can you repeat that?
I was just saying, I don't believe they do.
Okay, so a monkey creature has run out of the forest and has shown off some strange abilities to be able to grow in size when he is feeling strong emotion of one way or another, usually very strong hunger. And yeah, he has joined your group. He is exploring the fishing campground with you in order to see what's there and hopefully find some more tasty snacks along the way. Second lunch, third lunch, and so on and so forth. Oh, that is a good point. Yes, I can update that. Thank you. Beep. Release character. Jib. Boom. You're now properly marked as Jib. Jib-Jab, indeed.
Yay.
So when you all got to this fishery, this fishing camp, you encountered a few strange things already. I mean, parts of it were rotting. It was definitely in disrepair. Nothing was really left behind except for all of the large furniture. The porch is rotting away. There's like desks and benches and things like that large in size, but no little odds and ends, right? Nothing was left here, nothing valuable. This place was stripped clean when people left it. But it has solid foundation. You could probably make something out of this after you clean it up, and it's in a good location. And you've already started to clean out the monsters here. You've already defeated a handful of giant centipedes and giant spiders. Unfortunately, all very nasty insects. However, you did eat some of the centipedes because, you know, Jib. Because this is just delicious in dungeon now. That's what we're playing. Anyways. Why don't I just pop us over to that map? Because I think that's pretty much where we were. You fought those spiders, and you're back. I did fix the lighting since last time a little bit, which is nice.
We are pathfinding, and the path we're finding is the path to food.
Indeed. All right, so now the light should stream through the windows a little bit better. All of that. Although the torches you have on you are providing plenty of light. So with these spiders vanquished, you all do. Oh, and I completely forgot to fix Jib's token, but I'll try to do that next time.
I think someone was gonna do scouting, and then we were gonna spend another hour to try to heal me.
This is a possibility.
I didn't know if that's what we left off on.
I think we were trying to top off Ogden since health is good.
That's true.
Unknown is scary.
I think, yeah, it was that, and I think Jordan maybe pointed out that it was getting late in the evening, and we might want to figure out what we're doing for the night at some point, but that doesn't need to be immediate.
Yes. So just to update the timing on that, it is probably roughly 3 or 4 p.m. at this point, based on all your traveling and healing and stuff you've done so far. And if you take the same pace back to town, it would take you 6 hours. You could try to travel faster, but as it gets darker, traveling faster is also more and more dangerous. You could also just try to make camp nearby, indoors here, or make camp in the woods nearby. You don't necessarily need to return to town just to sleep. There are options, especially if you rotate a watch or something. But yeah, just wanted to keep that timing in mind.
I mean, if we managed to lock this door or these 2 doors closed, we could sleep in here potentially.
Yeah, I mean, even if not lock the doors, we can try to jam some of these chairs in to at least hold them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We should probably still have at least one person watching.
What we can also do is check that room. We know the foyer is empty, so we know that one's safe. If we check the other room and clear that one, then we have 2 safe rooms with closed doors. We close the exterior door, and we should be good in this one for the night at least.
God, I have some money.
Well, that other room, I looked in through the window and I couldn't see anything. That's not to say there wasn't something hiding under. I believe there was a desk in there.
I don't think that's the room that this next door goes to, though.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the other one over here.
Are you talking about the door to the north? The door to the north.
Yes, I was thinking about spending the night amongst the spider webs.
With all the little
because
spiders.
we know this room is empty of big spiders, at least. And we know the room next to us, the foyer area, is empty. So if we clear out the room north of me, we should be okay for the evening.
How fast do the little spiders turn into big spiders? Like, will that little spider turn into a big spider? Or he just points at it like a spider on the ground?
Hey DM, do I know how fast little spiders turn into big spiders?
Give me a nature check.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if I could do a recall knowledge nature.
Check. Blind.
Oh, they're different. It's a different sheet now. Wow, cool.
Oh yeah, I
There's
updated
little-
some things, so that might have
There's
changed
little
some things.
dice.
That's cool. Oh yeah.
It's a lot cleaner looking.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Also, on the first page, there's a swim and a climb check.
Oh, that's handy. So it'll
Under
automatically
speed.
roll the skills.
And it tells you that, at least for me, I don't have a fly or a burrow speed.
It's handy.
Same.
Thank you, Pathfinder. PF2E Foundry devs. Y'all are awesome. All right, so just the 3 of you checking. I guess it makes sense that if Jib asked the question, that Jib wouldn't also be checking. So, looking through this, Ayala and Ashay, you both can recall some things. I will say, Ayala, you know something. You know that little spiders do not turn into big spiders. That's what you know.
Okay.
And Ashay, you uncover 2 pieces of knowledge. You know not only that little spiders do not turn into big spiders, but also that it's actually somewhat strange for them to be in the same place together. It might, they're not like natural friends in this kind of location. It's not that
So-
they're natural enemies, but it's just that like big spiders don't have like a symbiotic relationship or something there. So either there's a really weird coincidence here or something else is going on.
I will share that and say, well, that just made me a lot more concerned about sleeping here tonight. To confirm, there are little spiders here, correct?
Yes, quite a few.
Okay.
Like, they're not like actively approaching you or anything, but just looking around the room. You know, there's lots of spiders in the corners and like spanning across the window with their webs and like all over the place. A few here and there that have been sort of displaced by the fighting before and are just running to new locations and finding new spots, maybe making new webs. But easily dozens of small spiders in this room.
Can I make a check, hopefully with either Arcana or Occultism for recall knowledge, to see if there are any, like, cults, woodland beings that are heavily associated with spiders?
Sure. Yeah, give me occultism.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, any forest weirdness that would result in a congregation of spiders of all kinds.
You think about it for a while, and honestly, it's not enough evidence to narrow it down yet. Many different kinds of weird forest things like spiders. So you try to think about it, but you can't quite piece together any information to point to a single source yet. Maybe some more information will help you.
Okay, well, if we're gonna stay in the cabin overnight, we should definitely look around. This is creeping me out a little.
Could I attempt a vibe check on the spiders?
What do you mean by a vibe check?
I want to know if it seems like they want to eat us and or if they're dangerous.
Okay. So like I think like a nature check makes sense for this, not so much animal handling or insight. I don't think they're necessarily insightable creatures, these little spiders, right? So like animal handling or nature, I think would be reasonable. All right. They seem pretty harmless. You're probably aware with your decent training in nature that spiders aren't, spiteful of humans when they serve a purpose in the natural order. They serve a purpose that's actually very handy for all of you. They get rid of a lot of other types of pests. And these ones don't appear to be any different. They're just constructing webs all around this room in the way that spiders normally do. The only weird thing is the quantity of them.
Well,
so essentially, you don't uncover any new information. To put it shortly.
They're spiders.
They're spiders, yeah.
I mean, if we don't like the spiders, we could always head back, although we should probably do that sooner rather than later.
The declutter a little bit.
No, not the spiders.
No. All right, so what's the plan here? Are you gonna lock yourselves in this room? Do you want to explore some other rooms? You did notice from the outside, looking at this building, you probably haven't even scratched like a quarter of the area of this place.
Maybe one more room? And we see how scary that is before deciding?
Yeah, I think one more room, and if we can clear that, then we might be able to lock ourselves in this one for the night. And since we know the little spiders won't change in the night, and then we can deal with everything in the morning. And if that one room is scary, we'll have time to head back if we rush.
All right.
Does that make sense to you?
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Yeah.
Can I preemptively pull out my spell book
Of course.
before the door is opened?
I preemptively have my sword and shield.
Excellent.
Noctis stands on the edge of the round table, getting ready to pounce through the door if necessary.
All right.
So, looking into that room, you can see several more doorways and no furniture. There's just the same wooden floorboards that are currently under your feet. There's still quite a few cobwebs and spider webs that are sort of thick throughout this place.
I'm going to take another sling bullet and throw it.
Take the sling bullet, you yeet it into the webs, and it just sort of tink, tink onto the floor. You wait for a second to see if there's any motion. Give me a perception check.
All right, and would that be a Whisper Elf perception check?
Sure, yeah, you're actively looking for creatures. I think that's fair. Get that bonus.
I don't know if I did do the bonus or not.
It doesn't look like it, but I'll add it in my head. So you look into the room. You sort of tilt your head in just slightly and look back and forth and, you know, wait for anything that might be hiding in there to come out to approach the little sling bullet you threw in there. No movement. It's all pretty quiet, except for the webs that your sling bullet broke through are now dangling. That's a little bit of motion, you know, things like that. But doesn't appear like anything is detected. No.
All right, I'm going to step in.
Right, you see that this small corner of the room you were able to see before is actually a bit of a hallway. You see more doors lining up around the edge here, and you see that the hallway continues around a corner up ahead to the north.
I would probably open this door because that's the one directly in front of me because that's the one that's most likely to be a threat.
The one directly in front of you there? All right.
Jib just looks back at you guys and says, "More doors!"
More doors!
We're taking the ring to Mordor?
Can I retrieve the sling thing and throw it in this room because it looks very cobwebby in here?
Yes, absolutely. You take the sling bullet and you throw it into the room. And all of a sudden, we're gonna roll for initiative.
Start.
Yay!
All right, let me select all of y'all. Since nobody else suggested or mentioned sneaking, I'm going to assume this is all perception initiatives from y'all. I think the creatures in here will be stealth initiatives. Wrong tab open on that. Let's try that again. Okay. So, bing, bang. Which one did not get put in? This one? Okay. Bob. All right. So, Ogden, you just sense a little bit of movement in that room, and you are ready to go right away. I guess, technically speaking, that does mean your perception check was higher than their stealth, so you probably should know where they are. Just give me a second while I get the music going. Boom. You can actually see, it's kind of perfect from your angle there, Ogden. You see 2 giant spiders hidden under this table start to slink out. Like one of them's kind of upside down underneath the table, slinking out on top of it. The other one's on the floor, slinking out towards you on the floor. And you can just barely see both of them through the doorway from the angle you're looking at. So, what do you want to do? Yeah.
Is there going to be any difficult movement or anything in there with all the webs?
Difficult movement. Yeah, the webs are difficult terrain.
I mean, a difficult spot right now. So I guess...
And I believe you can move through your allies, just not enter their space.
Yeah.
I can double check that, but...
Alright, I will...
Yep, no penalty for that. Okay.
I will move up into this space.
Okay.
And then I will ready an action for if one of them comes up to me to strike.
Okay. So you ready in action. You moved into the room. You passed by one of them. Okay. You rolled the dice betting on if they had a attack of opportunity, but they do not. So you sneak just barely into the room, and as you round the corner there, actually, Ogden, with your very high perception roll, you notice something that has not moved at all yet, has been remaining in the room perfectly still, and has not taken the bait. It appears to be something much more intelligent, but you make out a weird shape in this room just next to you, a few feet away. It's got long limbs, very wiry. It's got a bulbous belly, and it has a face like a spider, though the rest of its body is kind of an alienish type of humanoid. But instead of hands, it has long bladed claws, one for each hand, like long pincers or swords. And this thing is next to you, about 10 feet away.
I don't like that.
And it's just sitting there perfectly still, and you just happen to make out, you almost do a double take as you see its silhouette like buried under webs. But it hasn't acted yet. So you've taken 1 action to stride into the room, 2 actions to hold an action for later. That is your turn, Ogden. It's now a giant spider's turn. Giant spider is going to immediately skitter out directly towards you in a straight line. That is 1 action to move, and then it is going to make a fang attack against you. 16, I believe, misses.
Yes.
Second
And
attack.
I get to...
Yes, you did. You do trigger your reaction first. That is correct. Thank you for the reminder.
Okay. Target it.
Oof.
Oh.
Critical miss. That's okay, though, because its next attack also critically misses you. It is then the next spider's turn. The next spider is going to slide down, and it's strange. For just a second, actually... Yes, I'll just describe it. It's strange. It looks like it's going to be headed here for a second as it moves around its friend, and then it stops and kind of shivers a little bit, and then moves down the other way here to end up between Ogden and this strange creature that has not moved yet, placing itself in the way. And then after that 1 stride, it will strike. 23 to hit.
Yes.
Okay, 3 points of piercing, and please give me a fortitude save.
Fortitude.
Okay. You're going to take 7 points of piercing damage, and you are off guard for 1 round. It is then going to try to strike you again with that off guard. We'll see if it can manage it. That is a miss with a 10. Alright. And then it is Jib's turn.
Alright, Jib's gonna run in. Move over here. This is flanking, right?
Correct.
All right. What does flanking do in Pathfinder 2e?
It makes them off guard. The target becomes off guard. I think it should handle it automatically.
Okay. So I'm gonna do my gorilla stance, and then is it actually? Let me do this. Does it apply the off guard on its own? I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's
it
see.
should do the off guard on its own. Yes, so it cut the AC on my screen by 2, making that a hit.
Awesome.
Once again, the Pathfinder System Foundry. Pretty awesome.
Beautiful.
Boom. Oop. Damage. There we go.
Big old gorilla punch.
Big old gorilla punch. Winded up like Donkey Kong and then blam. Right, that's 3 actions. Ayla.
All right. First action, I'm going to command Nocti to move. So 5, 10. Ooh, this is a situation. 15. We'll go here. 20. And then I'm gonna move. What do I want to? I'll command Nocti to cat support benefit.
All right.
Actually, can I retract that?
Sure.
Okay. It's gonna bite the spider.
Chomp.
It's
That is
gonna
a
miss the
miss.
spider.
Good try, Nocti.
Good try. Then I'm gonna move. 5, 10, 15, 20.
What does difficult terrain do for this?
It takes double to go spaces, yeah.
And
So it'd be 5, 10, or 5, 15, 25 to here. How much movement do you have?
25.
So there you go.
Yeah. Can I see the weird, creepy humanoid thing?
Give me a... Technically, right now, no, unless you take another search action, because your perception check is lower than its stealth initiative. So unless it was pointed out to you, or you take the seek action, you're not. It hasn't acted yet, so it's still very sneaky.
Well, I'm gonna make it windy in here.
Heckin'
Part of that?
windy.
I'm gonna make myself a little short sword of lightning and slash at the spider in front of me.
Okay, right, because you get the free action from that. Yes. Okay.
17 to hit.
That is a hit.
For 1 electricity damage.
Zap. A tiny little pop, like a electric fly swatter.
And I will pass.
Shay.
Alright. Let's see. Crap. I was standing where I want to be.
Sorry.
I Shane's about to get arrested.
Hmm?
I just said that Shane's about to get arrested. Sorry.
Alright, so that's 5 to get from where I was into difficult terrain. Can I move through enemy space?
It should be 10 to get where you were, because it is a difficult terrain square you're entering. I think there's an action for that.
Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that
It's
then.
the tumble through action. You can attempt to move through the space of one enemy, but it's an acrobatics check.
That. And here's the cone, because I wanted to get these guys, but not my friends.
I see. Okay. Cry of Destruction. It's a 15-foot cone. Okay,
Place
so that's the same
cone-
shape. That's fine.
So it there we go.
Yeah, it's flipped in direction, but it doesn't matter because it would be the same squares either way. That
Yeah.
works.
I
Alright.
would want to make sure to get both enemies that I can see and not my companions.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. So you do this cry of destruction. Each creature and unintended object takes 1d8 sonic damage. You did not do other damage, so it just does damage. Cool, just roll damage, I guess. Oh, it's a fortitude save, basic. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Go ahead and roll that damage, though, because they're going to have to roll their own saves anyways.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's
nice.
private. Can you make it public?
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay, and your DC is 17.
Yep.
That is 2 passes and a failure. 2 successes and a
All
failure.
right.
So the 2 successes take half damage.
So that's 3 damage to whoever succeeded.
Half damage, and then half damage and full damage. Alright. Damage applied. As you make this loud, booming voice that just almost breaks the floor up a little bit, just like kind of cracking and crumbling things as these spiders go flying. And I'll say that also just for effect, because I think it makes a lot of sense. You blow a lot of the spider webs off of this guy here, and now everyone can see him. Because like it just gets shaken out, and now he's no longer like able to just stay stealthy. He gets really angry about it and starts swinging his claws around. Looks kind of panicked. Anything else to share? Was that those 2 actions, right? So I guess that's it.
That was 3, 1 stride and a 2 action spell.
Yes. Okay. Back to Ogden.
I should. Why don't I have my like oracle thing?
Your oracle thing.
I
There's a
should
focus
have.
spell.
Yeah, I should have my curse.
Yeah, I don't remember if we had that working automatically or not, but we can just do
Can
it.
you put? Okay.
Okay, yes.
There we go.
So does this off guard last until the end of my turn or the end of their turn?
Let me double check it. It said 1 round, so I think it would be until their turn, but I want to double check that. It just says for 1 round. So I'm going to assume it's until the beginning of their turn.
Alright. Well, I'm going to attack this spider in front of me.
Alright. That is absolutely a
23.
hit.
And that is 6 damage.
Alright. Blam! You tear
And-
into the spider, and you can see both of these spiders now are like starting to reel back a little bit, but they're on the defensive, kind of getting low to the ground and kind of snapping at you with their jaws, but not being too aggressive.
Well, I'm going to attack it again with Exacting Strike. So if I do a third attack, it won't have a penalty. Or
Sounds
it
good.
will have the...
The same penalty,
Second.
yeah. Alright, that's a miss. And a hit. Thank you,
that's another
Exacting
6
Strike.
damage.
Boom! You slice directly down into the brain of this spider, and its legs kind of twitch a little bit, and then it stops. And that's 3 actions. Other giant spider is going to once again almost look like it's about to flee, and then shiver a little bit, and then jump out at Ogden, almost like a puppet on strings.
And the off guard is gone, correct?
Yes, thank you. That's a critical miss, which makes sense based on my description. Another miss. And another miss. The spider ain't got shit. And then the dead spider. And then finally, this guy who was just shaken out of his stealth, is going to try and run for another door here and encounter Jib on the way. And so he's going to take some swings at you. So he's just kind of in a panic trying to get the fuck out of here. So he's going to hit you with fangs to start, Jib. 19 to hit.
That will hit.
All right, give me a fortitude save, please. As he bites down on your shoulder with his fangs.
Let's see here. Fortitude save.
All right, that is a pass.
Not bad.
So you take 13 piercing damage as he just chomps your shoulder. But even though he injected some poison, you managed to shake it off. And he's going to attack again with claws, his final action, which is a miss. And then it is your turn, Jib.
Which one just attacked me?
The crazy alien-looking thing to the south of you. Critical miss.
Oh no. I am going to. Oh crap. Could I say I used Flurry of Blows instead, and that was just my first action for that?
I'm fine with that, yeah. Getting used to a new character.
And then I will try and go for a grapple.
Okay.
So is that an athletics check?
Yes, athletics versus its fortitude DC. Unfortunately, you fail to grapple it. You try to grab with your big monkey arms, your gorilla arms, and it just wriggles free. It's kind of slippery. Its skin is kind of slimy. You didn't expect it.
I am going to. I think it would have been even worse because it was technically a second attack.
Yes, that's true.
I am going to just keep trying regardless.
Yeah, you might roll high. So this should be minus 10 now. Yes, that is a fail. Grab again with the other hand, you slip right off once again.
And for my last action, I am going to attempt to recall knowledge and see, like, what the heck is this thing?
Okay. Let's see. Recalling knowledge on this guy. What kind of knowledge do you think you're going to apply here? It doesn't look particularly natural, right? So what other kind of skill would you try to figure out stuff about it with?
Would goblin lore get me anything?
Probably not, unfortunately. It does not appear to be a goblin.
Then I would say probably nothing I'm trained in. Maybe survival, but I wouldn't say, or religion. I'm not trained in that either. Does it have to be something I'm trained in?
I don't think it has to be something you're trained in, no.
Okay. What about Arcana?
Okay. Go ahead and give me that secret recall knowledge Arcana check.
Let's give it a go.
Alright. So, looking at this thing, what kind of information do you learn here? What is the most applicable piece of knowledge? Yeah, I mean, so you mean you learned that like webs are really flammable, and you don't know what this thing is called, but you think to yourself like, hey, flame on this web thing, it's so like oily on its skin that maybe it's flammable too.
Sorry, I couldn't get to my mute button, or my unmute button. Jib just yells out.
All of that got filtered by Discord, but I assume it was kill it with fire?
It was, light this guy on fire!
That works too. Alright, so Ayala, it's your turn. You also may need to reach your unmute button.
Heck. All right. This is dumb of me. Okay. Gonna use my first action to move. So 10, 20. Block the door. I'll use my second action to command a Nocti. And I want to have Nocti chomp the little spider first.
Chomp. That is a
22 to
hit.
Ooh. For
Oh my
each
god, max damage.
damage.
Just because it's rare that Nocti gets a kill, please describe Nocti's kill. As Nocti kills a spider more than twice her size.
Nocti missed the first attack that she took. So determined to do better, she hopped up on the chair for a little bit of height advantage. And then like tightened up her muscles like cats do when they're about to pounce and wiggled her little tail. And as she was commanded, she pounced on the spider and just tore it to pieces.
Nice. Just rip and tear as cats do.
Anyway, for Nocti's second action, cat support benefit.
Oh yeah.
And I would like to throw some lightning at the creepy thing.
Get it.
Oh, this where it is.
That's a
and
miss.
I will not hit it with lightning.
Alright, so cat support
That's all
benefit
three.
also fails. Ashay's turn.
All right. All right. It's just the one guy still alive, correct?
Correct.
All right. I would like to cast Produce Flame at it.
Go for it. That's a hit.
Okay, cool. I need to switch that from... I default to private just because it's easier than accidentally making blind checks in public.
Yes, that's fair. Here you go.
Okay. 6
Alright.
damage on that guy. It's all fire.
You hear light the sky on fire, so you produce a ball of flame in your hand and fling it at him. And he's not very far away. He's a pretty easy target. And the ball of fire just kind of skids across his back and then hits the wall behind him. And the webs kind of get singed and let him fire a little bit. But it doesn't seem to have done anything more than you thought it would do.
Huh.
He definitely gets
But it
burned
sti-
by it a little bit. And like he looks at
It
you and
still did
snarls.
the 6 damage.
Yes, it did 6 damage.
Alright, I would like to stride backwards.
Alright.
Actually, I have a movement left, right? Or
You have-
an
have-
action.
One single action left, yes.
I would like to pull a minor healing potion out of my pack and make eye contact with Ogden again.
Like, huh? Wiggle the eyebrows a little bit. No, healing potion. Ogden, it's your turn. Oh, wait,
Okay.
I guess I should double check on that actually. Was the healing potion in your backpack or was it in your equipment?
No, it's...
Double checking.
Yeah, it's consumables.
Okay, just double checking because if you put anything in your backpack, that is longer to take out. But
Yes.
All good
Yeah,
then.
it's just one of the things I keep on my person.
yes, makes sense. So it is Ogden's turn then.
Ogden is going to be oblivious to that, and he's going to move 25 or 20
Yeah,
feet
20
over
feet.
here
Yep.
and attack this guy.
Flanking.
A miss.
A miss, unfortunately.
And a miss.
A miss, yeah.
Why was the first one not off guard?
It counted as off guard on mine. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why it showed a separate thing for the second thing, but that's fine. The numbers were accurate. All right. It's turn. It's still trying to make its way past Jib, so it's just gonna slice once again. Actually, it'll bite first. Again. Natural 1. It's not gonna bite. I made that up. A claw 15 to hit. I assume that misses. Against Jib.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Then he will. You know what? He's gonna try the full roll with everything. Nah, it's a miss. All right, so he just starts swinging, and Jib is like ducking and dipping and dodging and like rolling out of the way, and nothing connects with Jib at all. And now, Jib, it's your turn to counterattack.
Okay. Jib is going to remember that. Oh, never mind. He is flanking now. Okay. He is going to do a flurry of blows. First, he is going to. Actually, you know what? Grapple just gives off guard, which flanking already gives, right?
I think it gives the grabbed condition, which does some things. Double checking. It gives, yes, off guard and immobilized.
Okay, so it just essentially adds the immobilized.
Yes.
You know what? Let's do that.
And he is off guard, so it's easier to grapple.
That is a success. He becomes
All
grabbed.
right. He takes 4 damage.
Excellent.
And then I will go for attack as my second flurry of blows.
That's a miss.
Okay. And if I miss, then I can get a +1 circumstance bonus to my next attack with this weapon before the end of my turn, so I'm going to use my next action to do that.
Okay.
So I think this will be a -10, right?
I think so, yeah. Third hit, minus
Minus-
11.
9, I think? Or did you already add the
Oh,
circumstance?
I
bonus?
forgot to add the circumstance.
That's a 12, which is a miss.
So
Okay.
don't have it.
I have an extra action.
Okay, so
I'm
it
not
needs
sure what to
set-
do with.
Yeah. Okay. Do I still have to discard a card before I do it?
I guess I'll just end my turn.
Okay. Well,
All right. I would like to trick a magic item.
excellent.
Specifically my spell scroll of Horizon Thundersphere,
Excellent.
which is the first level spell. Can I make an argument for using nature to trick it because it is a primal spell?
I think so.
All right. Public or blind roll?
Okay, so wait, so this is an item, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
pulled out, you pulled it out, one action. Second action, trick
It's
magic
in
item,
my
right?
it's in my spell book. That's where I keep all my spell scrolls.
Yes.
And she
don't-
preemptively pulled out her spell book.
Yeah. This is all true. I'm not sure that having your spellbook out gives you free access to all of its contents if they're separate items like scrolls. If that makes sense.
That's fair. That's fair.
It would be like having a pack full of items, which is the same. Like you'd have to take one action to take out the pack, second action to take something out of the pack. So if you already have it out, you just take one action to take something out of the pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one action to I love the flavor of the spellbook. I just want to make sure it's not giving you something for free that mechanically you don't get for free. If you just wanted to walk in with a scroll in your hand, that's a little different, but
Well, I will find the scroll and tear it out of my spell book as my first action.
there you go.
And I will hold it in my hand for my next turn.
Okay, so you have one action to take out the scroll. Second action Do 2 actions left.
Yes, which means I can't cast the spell
Gotcha. And that
because it's
is.
a 2-action spell.
Oh, okay. This makes sense. Yes, and trick magic item requires an extra action.
Is an action.
Yes. Okay. So you got the scroll ready. Sounds good.
In the meantime, you know what time it is.
The Nocti Bite.
Cat support benefit.
Cat support benefit. Let's go.
And then claws, not bite.
I
Oh,
appreciate
that's
the
probably a miss.
extra cat support benefit, even though you're not even attempting to damage it, just because cat support benefit, you know?
I
You gotta
still
give
have an
it away.
extra action after Nocti goes.
That's true. I guess you don't have to just waste your turn. You can just cast. Absolutely.
Yeah, I can
Sorry,
use
I've been
my-
lost in the sauce of all these actions. But yes, you do have 1 action left to attack with. Correct.
I assume 16's a miss.
Yes.
Okay. And then Elemental Blast. 22.
That is a hit.
Woo. For 4 electricity. And it's
Alright.
also off guard.
Excellent. So it'll remain off guard until the end of your next turn, even if it breaks out of grapple. Okay, and then 4 electricity damage. We got multiple people holding this thing down, just making sure it doesn't escape. Nocti's just gnawing at its ankle or something. Ashay.
All right. How's this guy looking? Injured. All right. I'm gonna do a thing.
Ooh.
Oh, I did not mean to.
Yeah, if you need a spell slot back, whatever, you can do that. Or focus point.
Oh,
Ooh. Natural 20. We take those. So that is absolutely a hit.
I don't know how to do the critical part.
The
It
radial's
increases
double
by
damage.
2d6. Yeah, so it takes. Or I could roll 2 more.
So, yes. So it doubles in damage. And 1d4 persistent fire damage. So I can just hit a double button on my screen for the double fire damage. So if you roll the 1d4 persistent. Nice. Oh, maybe actually, do I just do this? There we go. Okay. Now he's got the persistent damage. He'll take that on his turn. So that works. But you did successfully light him on fire. Now, after Jib asked you to light it on fire, you just needed a bigger fire. Oh god. Oh yes, because you activated your aura. So
Yeah.
please describe the aura.
As I conjure this flame, instead of like using my hands, it's like I spew fire and smoke and ash, and then I just start sloughing off ash as I go.
Oh yeah.
And I'm a little like I just start like spacing out and being a little disoriented and just looking confused and like trying to brush the ash off of myself.
All right. So the aura, like the ash that is being brushed off you, is like swirling around you. Is that how that works, or just constantly belching off of you, kind of?
Let's see.
Because it affects the people around you somehow.
How does that interact with my wind aura?
Okay, so what it says is the ash I produce intensifies and fills the area around me, obscuring details and making the ground challenging to navigate. I'm dazzled. Me and the creatures in the 10-foot emanation are concealed, and if I don't move for a round, the ashes settle in the area, making difficult terrain until I move away and take the aura of ash with me.
All right. So the ashes are just filling the room, and it's just hard as shit to see in here.
Yeah, just every exhale, I'm just spewing ashes along with air and somehow not choking.
I
And
think
let's just say for
Foundry.
effect, my eyes are glowing like coals.
Hell yeah. So I think Foundry will handle it automatically, but I believe mechanically this means you have a 25% mischance on pretty much everything in here. Ogden, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna do something fun that I haven't done. I'm gonna stoke flames on my blade
Ooh.
for my first action, and
So
then
while
I'm
you do
going to
that-
attempt.
Yes. Tip to hit it.
Yeah.
So while you do that, yeah, I'll describe the this strange alien monstrosity thing. It's just like panicking, trying to put out the fire on its back, but it's got these long bladed hands. They're not really good for like patting at fire, and so it's just kind of like swinging around and panicking. But it like Jib's got him by the actual abdomen, so he's got nowhere to go, and yeah, he's not looking good now.
All right. Is there any way for me to? I was looking for the stoke flames action, but I could not find it.
Let's see. If you go into your actions at the very top, there is a toggle checkbox for stoke flames to just have it on.
Oh. Ah, cool. So now I'm going to roll my attacks against it.
And a
Ooh,
critical
crit.
hit! Oh my god, this thing is super dead.
All right, that is 22 damage.
Jesus. Yeah, go ahead and describe your kill.
I feel like I start seeing the ash spin around in the air, and I just kind of stoke the fires on the blade. And I do kind of an uppercut and just cut it in half because I don't want to hit Jib or the grapple. So I just
Hell yeah.
cut it clean in half.
You brace, the fire erupts down your sword, and you slice upwards. It's a dark room, but you have a couple torches and you're helping you, but there's this bright arc of flame as you lift the sword up through this thing and just cut it cleanly like a knife through butter as the two halves separate down to the ground. And you guys are out of combat.
I am still coughing up ash.
Ayala just hastily but sneakily tries to shove the spell scroll back into her book.
Excellent. Everybody
I
take
mean,
120 XP.
how much?
120 XP.
Be at
What was that?
7,
754, right?
Yeah.
Sounds right.
I believe.
Getting close. That next level.
I just
And
kind of
now-
move out of the way of the ash.
Yeah, the ash is just kind of swirling around here.
Are you okay, Ashay?
Well, I've not done this since I was a kid, but I think so. And as I speak, like my voice is hoarse and I'm still kind of spewing ash out of my mouth as I'm speaking.
It's a neat trick.
It's the cost of using my powerful magic.
I like to think
Does
that
it
Jib
taste
is. Sorry, I think I talked over there, but Jib asked if it tasted good.
I mean, what does it taste like to you?
He like tries to like mouth the ash in the air.
Well, I mean, I haven't moved for a run, so it's piled up on the ground, making the train doubly difficult at this point.
Oh, he just grabs a handful of it.
A handful of spiderwebby ash.
He just puts it in his mouth.
Oh god.
Earthy. Little sticky from the webs.
Sounds about right. If we can get back to the other room, I need to sleep now.
a now gray tinted Nocti from being covered in ash will wander over and just like bump her head into Ashe's shin in consolation.
Ashley's eyes are still glowing, by the way. That hasn't gone away. And I am just kind of, at that point, I just start coughing and spewing ash and coughing. It's just like a dry, wheezing, heaving cough.
Okay, let's go lay you down.
Ogden,
Probably.
here. I hand the potion to Ogden.
Oh, thank you. Is it a minor?
Yes.
Okay, I'll roll one minor and then add mine back up. That way we don't have to worry about sheet swapping.
Makes sense.
For help.
I could see about healing your wounds, but I can't really see that well with all the ash.
I can handle that. You should rest.
I'll be fine. I don't know if you noticed, but I kind of just like, instead of shedding skin, I shed ash. So this is somewhat normal. I'm just gonna hang out in this hallway.
Let the ashes fall.
Yeah.
Wait,
Gonna-
did your token start glowing?
He has a torch.
I'm the one with the torch, but
No,
I'm
there's
also...
like glowing stuff on your face.
I think it's just the torch lighting up details on the token.
Oh,
The way Foundry
Yeah,
calculates
'cause-
light is kind of interesting.
When I step closer to the outside, it just looks more like my face.
Ashe has a glow in the dark face.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn off my wind so I stop kicking up ash in the area around me.
Ash and like decimated spiderwebs.
Well, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's just a nasty mess.
Jib is oblivious and is making like snow angels.
Based. Holy hell. So Shay's hanging out in the hallway, just letting the ash fall. What are the rest of you doing?
Can I look around the room quickly?
Yeah,
I don't
perception
want to
check.
like look too hard though, because I also want to keep an eye on Ashe out in the hallway to make sure that they aren't ambushed. Shit.
Okay. So looking through the room real quick, you uncover a few things. The door to the north up here, there we are, is boarded over from this side. There's like a whole bunch of planks back and forth hammered in, just nailed to the wall there. And then additionally, down on the southern edge of the wall, there's sort of a like a shelf here, like a bunch of shelves and like a cabinet sort of space near where the weird creature was, which I don't think anyone's identified yet, so I won't use its name yet. But the weird creature was down there. There's like a shelving thing there, and there's a few different plates and things there, which might be worth a few gold. Some tin cups and things, some like plates that probably aren't worth too much, but maybe you could get a little bit for it. The real prize there is there are a matching pair of silver goblets, which look much fancier than everything else around them.
That's odd.
Still covered in webs and everything, but they're just nicer looking silverware.
Hey, Ogden.
Mhm.
Do those goblets look especially fancy to you?
Is it a crafting check to identify it?
Yes, please.
Crafting blind.
Yeah, looking over them, it definitely looks like they are a matching set. And if you tried to split them up, they wouldn't be worth as much. But together, like they complete each other a little bit, and they're just nice novelty goblets. And you think that together, selling them, you could get about maybe 10 gold pieces to sell them to somebody. It's they're worth something.
Yeah, there were something, but if we split them up, it might not fetch as much.
Well, good to know they're here at least. I don't know how many other people are going to be crazy enough to come in here. Well, we're not here.
If I'm hearing this conversation, I'll say something to the effect of, we can take them into town and sell them to buy provisions and stuff.
That too.
So if somebody takes them, just add a goblet pair worth 20 gold pieces, because selling it would be half. So yeah, like a light bulk.
20 gold pieces would be the selling cost or the value?
The value. So when you sell it, it would be 10.
Okay.
What's Jib doing while everyone else is looking at silverware or doing other things?
I guess he'd get up from doing his snow angels and or his ash angels, and then kind of see what everyone's doing by the gauntlets, and just say, "Ooh, shiny!"
Excellent. So, was the Shay doing something in the hall that was taking time? Or are you doing like a treat wounds or something?
No, I didn't get hit. I'm just staying out of the way, since the dazzle means that everything in my world is concealed from me.
Right.
Everything that gets close to me is concealed from me, and everyone who gets close to me is concealed from each other. So I was just keeping myself and my ash spewing out of the way.
Okay. So after a few minutes of you searching this room, of everybody searching the room, what do you all do now? Because you have a choice of what you want to do next.
Did someone add the goblets to their sheet? Or should I do
You should probably do that. Was it 20 gold for us to sell them, or they're worth 20 gold and we'll get 10 gold if we sell?
Yeah,
Okay.
worth 20.
add new treasure? Details.
Hey, Ogden, would you like some of those bites treated a little bit?
Yeah.
Get over here. And I would like to begin treating wounds.
Okay. Anyone else have other things they want to do during this time, or do we just skip ahead to treat wounds?
How heavy are the goblets?
Just a light bulk.
Light. Okay.
Sounds like nothing else, so go ahead and roll that cure wounds.
All right.
Treat wounds.
Do I get the +2 from natural medicine?
Do you wander outside even though it's getting a little late?
No. No, I don't.
Then no.
10. Oh, no healing
It's
yet.
a 15 is the DC, so
Hmm.
you try your best, but you're working with limited supplies here, and you're trying not to go outside of this building for now. So, no success this time. So that only took 10 minutes to fail, but Ogden is immune for an hour, I believe.
You can try to heal Jib now.
Sure. Jim, get over here too. And Tanaki will walk around Jim and kind of boop him in Ayla's direction. And then I'll attempt to treat wounds again.
Thank you.
Nocti and Jib are roughly the same size.
Nope.
Oh no, that's damage.
Yep. How much damage?
I believe it's just the D8.
Well,
F
sorry
in
about
chat.
that.
How do you inflict damage here? I'm just curious. Like, what was the treatment method you were attempting?
I try to like stitch up a wound, but at the same time, I'm also not looking at Jib because I'm looking down the hallway to make sure nothing sneaks up on Eshe. And I just
Ooh.
poke Jib a couple times, a little bit too hard.
Yeah.
We're bad at this.
Sorry about that.
Jib is my spirit animal. All right.
In that 10 minutes, what can I roll to try to identify this
Identify
thing?
what? Oh, the thing?
This thing.
The weird thing.
Yeah.
What skills do you have that you think would apply? Like, I'll tell you if they're not, and we can just go down, like, kind of negotiate it. Make me an offer.
I mean, I know I'm good with nature. If it's not that, it's either religion or survival. Because other than that, it's stealth thievery.
It doesn't look particularly natural. Not a lot to that, unfortunately.
Could I make a recall knowledge occultism check based off of my
Sure.
memory of it?
Yeah, go ahead and do occultism. And add a +2 circumstance bonus from uncovering the knowledge of the spider things before. Since you
It's not letting me do bonuses.
I'll just add the bonus myself then.
Oh, modifiers, type, circumstance. Did that do what it's supposed to?
Looks like it did to me. So,
Cool.
You finally put the pieces together, Ashay, after seeing this thing and trying to think about occultism earlier and trying to figure out what this thing might be. Occultism is actually the core skill to understand this thing, so it was perfect. It is definitely not natural. Unfortunately, it doesn't have much to do with religion either. It's just a monstrosity called a web lurker, or I believe they're also called ettercaps. Yes, ettercaps. And they are monstrosities that sort of shepherd spiders. They tend to do a little bit of speaking with the spiders and manipulating them and controlling them in some ways. Some ways more directly than others, with a little bit of magic here or there. They basically can like speak with animals, with spiders at all times. They are quite nasty and not necessarily from this area, but they're not really from anywhere in particular. They're just kind of rare monstrosities that'll pop up from other things, whether it's random wizard fuckery or some planar magics that have gone wrong and just spawned one of these things somewhere. It's just when it happens when some spiders get magicked a little bit wrong, and then one of these things grows up and becomes a web lurker.
Do I know if they tend to be fairly solitary?
If they tend to be fairly solitary, Yes, they tend to be pretty rare, and they don't actually like really reproduce in any way. They are only like monstrosities born of magic. And instead they just try to cultivate like little spider communities in order to serve their goals, which their goals are pretty much just survival and defense. They try to make like a fortress of spiders like you've been seeing recently.
I will holler all that information in between a couple dry coughing fits.
F and chat.
Well, that's probably why the big and small spiders are congregating together.
I will also emphasize their rarity so that they know that it would be very, very weird for there to be more than one of these guys.
All right, so mystery solved. Dust the ash off your hands. Figure some things out. So, are you all trying to find a way to rest for the evening here, or hey, who opened that door?
Me.
Okay.
Can I open the door and look through?
Yeah, I mean it wasn't locked. I was going to ask what you're doing next, so it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I would take a quick peek and then duck back, realizing that it's getting a little hacky from me getting too close.
And you can't really see much anyways, right?
I could see the bed and that there were more webs.
Yes.
And then I would close the door.
Okay. Yeah, give me a perception check. How does your curse affect perception? Because I know it makes it hard for you to see things, but I don't know mechanically how that works.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, it didn't appear to change anything, so I'm curious. Because it might have just assumed hearing or something.
All creatures and objects are concealed from me.
Concealed. While concealed, you can still be observed, but are tougher to target. Okay. So I guess it doesn't have any downside to perception specifically. It would be more like investigation and stuff that need more detail.
Yeah.
So, okay. So looking in there, yeah, you just briefly look around on the floor and stuff in there, try to figure out, yeah, you basically just scan the room real quick and see those webs and things. Yeah. Nothing else really to see. It appeared to be a bedroom of some kind. You got that much.
I would say if we're going to try to be setting up camp in here for the night, we might want to do it in this room that we're all sitting in, because the door in the back is barred.
I like that idea.
I'm going to be shutting Ash all night. So I'm just going to hang out here, close the front door, and hope nothing. Well, actually, you know what? If I go into the other room in the back corner, I should be okay. All right. I'm going to close myself in this room to sleep.
I'm gonna send Nocti over so that Ashe has a companion. You hear some scratching at the door. As Nocti can't reach the door handle.
If Nocti can stay outside of the ash and keep watch for me, that would be pretty cool.
Nocti will curl up on the table happily.
Okay.
Speaking of watch,
nice and cozy.
If y'all are setting up a watch, how are you doing so? There is a handy table in the book for this if you're all sticking together, but since you're separate, it might be trickier. So I want to hear you describe, are you trying to set one watch point that watches both rooms somehow, or are you going to have somehow a separate watch for each room? Like, what's the plan?
Okay. I think the best course of action would be to borrow a chair from this room, drag it, or two chairs, I guess. Drag it or them both into this room, to bar the front door and this side door, the south and east. Um, and then have someone stand watch in the doorway out here, or just outside of it.
Okay, so one person keeping watch, rotating through. Are you going to have Ashay take a watch, or are you going to not because they can't see as well?
I think not is the better plan.
I mean, I'm more than happy to take a watch. I'll be spewing ash, so you'll have to sweep up after me. Well, actually, the ash just kind of follows me when I leave, so it should be okay. Actually, from a tactical standpoint, it might be better for me to keep watch because it'll be harder for people to get close to me because of all the ash. So if I'm
Ooh.
guarding the entry point, it'll be slower for them to get to you guys.
Yeah. And are we also going to have another hour of healing, or are we just going to bed soon? Because I need to wait for an hour before being cure wounds again.
Correct. And you could do another hour. That seems fair before you go to bed. You will heal your level times your constitution modifier when sleeping. Which is a little bit, but so a little extra healing could help you catch up to that full health.
Yeah, I mean, I'm under half health right now, so.
I will happily provide healing. Has it been an hour? Like, can I roll that again?
Yeah, we can just churn through the hours until you all want to say you go to sleep.
Efficiency, nature. I'm still not going outside. 17
That is a heal. You did it this time.
for 12 health.
Heck yeah.
How high does that bring you?
24 out of 30. Which, what was it? Level times what?
Level times constitution modifier.
Level times constitution. Oh, so I get 2 health.
Nice.
Okay, well, I will extend that for a full hour then.
I mean, if you spend the whole hour, that'll double it, so you'll get 24 healing.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then you can spend another hour on Jib, or however long it takes. And then we'll all be good.
I will do some jib healing as well.
Yeah, so it is getting late at this point. It's probably getting close to like 9 or 10, which is fine. But with the amount of watches you'll need to take here, this rest is going to be like 11 hours long or so, just to rotate through everyone and get everyone fully rested.
I thought, well, we got into combat at like 5 or 6, right?
Yeah, okay, that's fair. So it's probably like 8. It'll probably be 9 after the next hour for Jib. Or not, it'll be 8 at the next hour for Jib. So, yes, that is more accurate.
Well, medicine, 17.
Right. So at 8 p.m., Jib gets healed by how much?
14.
That's pretty good.
Nice. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. So after all that medicine, making sure everyone's wounds are tended to as you all settle in for the evening, it's been a few hours of, maybe you broke out some rations and stuff. Speaking of, at the end of the day, everybody please expend whatever rations you need, which you should have plenty because you found some on the way here.
Is it 1 ration per day or 3 per day?
1 use of the ration per day. Just enough food to keep you going. It's not like a luxurious meal or anything, but it's, the calories you need to just stay walking around and fighting things.
A whole lot of boar.
Well, yeah, I guess this time it's a whole lot of boar. Yeah, if you're eating the boar first, so y'all are just feasting on the meats.
Presumably, if I cast my produce flame cantrip plus this ash, we can get smoked boar.
Based. All right.
Just lights up.
So
I
everyone,
just keep flaming my hand and holding meat in the other hand, and then I toss it out to you guys for food.
I just look into the room slightly concerned.
Well,
all right.
Presumably, you guys don't want raw boar, so here you go.
I thought it was cooked from the smoking sword.
The place where the cuts happened cooked it, but it didn't instantly turn into a full roast.
Yeah, it seared it.
So Jib ate the parts that were cooked already, basically. But hey, now you got plenty of it.
Yeah.
And somebody earlier was mentioning maybe you could salt it or smoke it or something, and discovered that it's possible. So maybe while some of the healing was happening, you rummaged around it and figured all that out and got all that stuff ready. So you all have some smoked boar. I don't know how long it takes to smoke boar, so I don't know if that's realistic, but you have a nice feast. You make it taste good. We'll say that. There you go. It's a comfy meal. Plenty of protein. Quite an end to this day. Much better than the normal rations you usually eat, which I assume are pretty much all just hardtack and that kind of thing.
Jerky, probably.
Jerky, yeah, that makes sense. So, we'll drift off to sleep in the various places here.
I can take first watch.
All right, Shade takes first watch.
I'll do second.
Do I need to make a perception check?
Not yet. So, you take first watch. That passes. And actually, there is a rule for how watches go here, so I'll just follow that a little more directly. Instead of going through the watches one by one, we fast forward a little bit and we skip to Ogden. During your watch, we don't know exactly what time of night this is. It's late. Silver watches have probably passed and gone already. You've gotten a few hours of sleep, but you're not fully rested yet. The wounds that were tended to before are starting to get a little bit more sore than directly painful. That's just your body starts to fight off whatever it needs to. As you sit there in the dark with the torchlight nearby, just trying to, keep a bit of light in here, I'm actually going to pull Ayla back into this room because Ogden is on watch. And now please, Ogden, roll me a perception check.
This is blind, correct?
Yes. So, how this works is a little weird. I'm going to walk through it step by step here. I apologize for the weirdness of it. Oh, this is not behaving like I wanted it to. Why? Oh, do I need to do this? There we go. Okay. I'm remembering my keybinds. I'm remembering how to play Foundry. As you sit over there and keep watch, eventually, something does indeed approach. And all of these things, I need to do this and that, and so many things to click. 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 Okay. So Ogden, I'm going to treat that as your initiative roll. 13 on perception. All of these Everyone else, please roll perception for your initiative at a -4 status penalty for being unconscious.
Okay, so I should just roll a perception check.
Yeah.
How do I do the -4? Oh, there we go. Right click on the +5 and
My -4 didn't seem to work, but
Yeah, I think you have to click the add thing to like make it a real thing. Like the plus add adds a row for it, and then it counts afterwards. Oh, hello?
Sorry, I was muted.
Oh no, my internet also went down for a brief moment, so I wasn't sure. Okay. Did you roll your? There it is.
5.
5. Boom. So Ogden, at this moment, you are unaware. You're just keeping watch.
I don't like that laugh.
And then, all of a sudden...
oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
That's okay. Scurrying around the corner are a whole bunch of giant rats.
Oh god, oh fuck.
And they are going to stride up upon you, rushing around the corner, smelling the food that you were cooking earlier, as they just leap out in a big pack all towards you at once.
So since I'm on watch, do I have my weapons drawn? I probably would. I don't know how you would like to play it.
I think that makes sense. If you're specifically on watch, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Here's another fun thing for those of you who are sleeping, though. I do apologize for all of the debuffs you're getting here, but how it works. Oh, I also should turn off the light.
Did my torch drop properly?
Maybe?
No.
What were you trying to do?
I was trying to place my ever-burning torch in the room, because I would probably not have it in my hand while I sleep.
Okay.
But since it's not like actual fire that's going to burn the house down, I would probably leave it nearby.
Yes.
Yeah, my torch would absolutely be out because it's night.
I can make a torch object on the ground for you there, but it is, it's not blue, but that's fine. I should provide the right light.
Why does the torch...
What is
Something
the torch?
has creeping ashes that is outside of my circle.
Over here? Yeah, there's another
Yeah.
torch on the wall. That's
Okay.
another ever-burning torch you guys found earlier and nobody picked up.
Okay. I don't think that one should have creeping ashes on it right now because I'm not there.
Yeah, I don't know why. It doesn't mechanically do anything for it anyways, so it's whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ogden... What's up?
No, I was going to ask, can we put one of the ever-burning torches near the person keeping watch? Because I don't see in the dark.
Maybe
Yeah, I
a
mean,
Shay-handed...
Either the one in the room or the one I have, whichever's easiest for you to move.
There you go. Easy. So you got that one, Ogden. There's a torch just in the room with you on the floor there. I'm actually going to put it in the corner so it's a little more accurate, probably. There you go. Doesn't shine as much light into the next room. Okay, so back to the debuffs I was talking about before. Those of you who went to sleep, if you were wearing armor, no, you're not. You don't sleep in your armor.
My armor is a cloak.
Yeah, so if you attempt to sleep in your armor, you get a bunch of penalties to your rest and like don't get as well rested and stuff. So I'll assume everybody slept without their armor, although I don't think
But
that's
it's just a cloak.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big... So, well, I will say this. If the cloak has the tag, I think it's comfortable or something, then you can sleep in it.
Probably doesn't.
But there are some armors that do or don't.
Oh, it says comfort.
There you go. Okay, so you can sleep in a cloak. Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
That's one of the tags. Hell yeah. So it's actually probably fortunate that Ogden was on watch, because I think he's the only one that would actually be really affected by the armor thing.
I have studded leather armor.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so you Now you do not have studded leather armor, at least not equipped.
Yeah. I marked it as stowed because that's probably what I did with it.
Perfect. So, all of that said, Ogden, you see these rats rushing towards the light, rushing towards the smell of this boar meat you were cooking last night in this big pack, all piling at you all at once. They don't seem particularly threatening compared to the spiders you saw before, but there's just a lot of them, a large number. And you know all of your companions are still asleep. So, these rats are going to rush up to you and make a jaw attack. They're going to nibble and, oh, you know, I call these things not threatening, but that's a natural 20. So, I don't know how this, you know what? This rat is going to jump up at you and just go straight for the throat. And it's like a cat-sized rat. It's a big rat, right? So it's got some power to it. And while you're just trying to, you're being overwhelmed by the sheer numbers here, because I mean, technically, even though the timeline doesn't work like this, by the time this rat gets to you, there are 4 rats that have moved in initiative before you. So they're all rushing at you. This first rat just jumps up and does 14 points of piercing damage to you by just like trying to go for your jugular. Basically, it's like a feral rat. Absolutely nasty. It used 1 action to stride, 1 action to, you know what? I think they all had to hide as their first action. So that's all it had for the start of combat. Next rat can't quite reach you. Next rat does reach you. It's going to try and bite you. 12 to hit is a miss. Next rat is going to try to bite you. 15 to hit is a miss. Now it is your turn, Ogden.
Do I need to try to wake people up, or are they just going to wake up on their own?
They do not wake up automatically.
So is shouting an action, or is that like a free action?
I'd say that's free. I think that's fair to at least just shout, but I will say your allies will have to roll a perception check to wake up, which is here in the rules for watches and surprise attacks.
All right, well, that's what I would do first, is shout, "Hey, everybody, wake up!" And then I will start attacking.
I like that there's a rat chewing on your throat, and you're like, "Hey, everybody, wake up, please!"
Is this one next to me the one that attacked me?
Yes, this one is the one that's currently like climbing up your chest.
All right, well, I will attack that first. For
Kind of hard to
24
hit.
to hit.
All right, 24 to hit. That is a hit, absolutely.
And that is 10 damage.
All right.
Can I make that perception check to see if I hear it?
Yeah, so technically it'll happen on your turn, but we'll get to it. So, Ogden, you murder a rat.
All right, next one.
Everybody wake up, and then they're all gonna run out like barely dressed, and Ogden just gonna have murdered everything already.
With the exacting strike, so if I make a third one, it will be at the 2nd tier penalty.
Oof.
And that's a critical miss. And here's the next attack, which is a hit.
Absolutely.
And that is 9 damage.
A second dead rat.
And that's my turn.
All right. The last rat can now reach you because some of its allies are dead. I'm going to move one of the bodies back just so it's easier to see what's going on. It's going to climb over the body of one of its companions and try to bite you. 17 to hit?
Miss.
It cannot bite you. Ashay, give me that perception check, please.
Is this a blind or a public?
This is blind, and you have a -4 status penalty. But it's not a particularly difficult roll. I guess public would make sense too, because you either wake up or you don't, right? Okay, you absolutely wake the fuck up.
What was it?
It was a 23 with the status penalty. It would have been a 19. So you hear Ogden shouting from the next room over, and the sounds of a scuffle.
Alright, well, I will... Do I have to use an action to stand up, or can I just use an action to stride?
I believe it's an action to stand from prone, yes.
an action to stand. I can see the guy through the door, as is.
Yes. There are, you can see a
I can
couple
see
rats
all
out
three
there.
of them through the door.
Yes. Got a good angle.
I'm gonna cast Produce Flame at this guy. Hold on.
Miss.
Alright, that's my turn.
Alright. Jib. Give me a perception check to see if you wake up. -4 status penalty. To see if you wake up or if you never wake again.
That's an intense roll. Damn.
Alrighty, let's see.
The only two
That
options.
is intense.
You wake or you don't.
That's
With
not
the status
great.
penalty, Jib just keeps sleeping, snoring away, little monkey on the floor.
Honk, shoo, me, 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 me.
Absolutely, in a pile of ash and spiderwebs, just chilling. Ayala, your turn.
Let's see. Perception check.
Yes.
Blind.
Nah,
Minus
it's gonna be
4.
public. It is -4 though.
-4. 10.
That was the DC. So
Heck
you
yeah.
wake up.
All right. So I don't have my torch on, so I can only see a little bit, and that's okay. Does it take an action to stand up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the stand action is a move action.
I'm gonna take the stand action.
You rise into a T-pose.
And I'm gonna take the sleepily rub my eyes bonus action.
Yes, classic.
And oops. Is this door to the south room actually open?
Which room? Which door?
The one directly south of Ogden.
It is open.
Okay. Is Nocti awake? How does waking Nocti up work?
Roll a separate check for Nocti, I guess.
Okay.
I think that makes sense. Does Nocti wake from catnap? This
Does
also
she
would
get
be.
the penalty because cats are more alert?
You make a good argument. I feel like that would be presented just by Nocti's skill and perception, though.
Yeah, Nocti has a better perception than I do. Let's see, -4.
Nope.
Nocti's having a
Nocti-
great nap.
Yeah, Nocti is like curled over on her back, like, you know, chin up, like just super zonked out.
I mumble Nocti to myself, hat where I would expect her to be, like, on the ground next to me. Then the situation sets in, and I remember where the hell we are. And I'm like, oh dear.
You pat a pile of spider webs.
Yeah. Not quite the same vibe.
Nah.
So I am gonna just poof a big bubble of wind around me with channel elements, and I'm gonna lightning a rat. This one,
Oh, yeah.
specifically the one south of Ogden. 19 to hit.
There we go. Not a light's accurate. 19 does hit.
5 electricity.
Zap! He's not dead, though. But he just, like, jolts back and kind of, like, jumps in the air, like, almost a foot, and, like, kind of twists in the air and panics. But it's still struggling. It's still alive.
I'm gonna attempt to zap it again. I don't like what's going on here. Let's see. This one, because there's a multi-attack penalty. Nope, still too
F.
sleepy.
Too sleepy. Well, it is now the rat's turn, and I'm gonna swap the bodies around once again just so it's easier to keep track of. I'm gonna take a chomp at Ogden. Chomp. Miss. Multi-attack penalty. 20 total?
That hits.
6 points of piercing damage. They start just biting at your ankle. Another rat. This is gonna take some nibbles. This one doesn't need to move, so it has 3 attempts at progressively worse rolls. Miss, miss, miss. Ogden, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna slash.
There are 3 rats. Hits. Oh
Critical
my god, a crit.
That's
Oh
24
my
damage.
god. Holy shit.
Damn.
So you don't just kill this rat, you like roll me an intimidation check. Is that a skill?
Intimidation. I'm not good at it, but
Natural 20, let's fucking go. All right. So you just slice directly down onto this rat so hard that your blade like digs down into the floor, and the 2 halves of the rat just get burned away instantly in a flare of heat by your weapon. Oops, I didn't mean to close that. And yeah, I mean this one is oops. Oh, you were targeting that one. Okay, perfect. And that one is
this one.
dead as fuck. And yes, you can make your swings, but the other 2 rats are clearly trying to rush the fuck out of there now. You still have more actions, so you can still keep swinging.
All right, I'm gonna do it at exacting strike. 18.
That's a hit.
There's 7 damage to that rat.
Right. That is a dead rat.
All right, cool. I'm gonna attack the next one.
Oop, it didn't mark itself as dead, but yeah, it is dead. That's
20.
a hit.
Is that another dead rat?
That's another dead rat. And you're all out of the encounter. As Ogden shouts to wake everybody up, and then there are 5 dead rats.
A little wander over to the doorway, poke her head through, and like look at the carnage.
And I'm just like clutching my neck.
Are you doing all right, Ogden? It's
I've been
late.
better.
Do you think we'll still be able to rest if I treat your wounds now, or do you think we should wait until morning? Because that looks like it'll be hard to sleep off.
In the morning, once I get some sleep, I should be able to do some magic. But we'll just have to be careful in terms of how much we fight tomorrow.
Yeah, I can use a. I'll use a minor healing.
I have an idea. Hold on.
Okay.
I will wander back over to where I was laying down underneath some chairs, and look through my backpack real quick, where I had stored most of my stuff. Realize my spellbook is in there, and take out my spellbook.
Oh, thank you for the reminder. 75 XP.
Ooh. That's such an odd increment. It's 829, right?
Yes, 829.
Getting there.
I will find my wand of heal, which I normally have stashed on me, but don't because I was sleeping. I will wander back over here. I'm gonna attempt a trick magic item.
Oh yeah.
Can I cast guidance?
Yeah, I mean, yes. Are there penalties for
Do you
failing
know
the roll? Like,
The only penalties for failing the roll. Well, if I
it-
critically fail the roll, then I can't until I've completed a long rest.
oh, okay. I was gonna say we could just let you spam it until you get it, but yeah, with the crit fail possibility, it's good to just roll them all out. So guidance for the first one.
Do you know that I need to trick the magic item, Vishay?
I guess not, right?
Like,
You just think
in
that
reality,
because
this should be a... Yeah.
Ayla's been hiding this, and you just think, yeah.
Have I noticed? I can't remember.
I think Ayla's pretty much nailed all the checks so far.
Okay.
Alright, well, nature 9. That sounds like a failure.
It's a first level spell, right? So I think that's a failure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a failure.
Well, 24.
That is a success.
All right, now I get to cast heal once per day. And because I spent 1 action on tricking the magic item, I can do the 2 action heal. By 8.
Does this count as the end of the original day or the beginning of the next day?
This is still the end of the original day.
Okay.
Which is why I'm using the resource now. So it's 1d8 plus 8 for 2 actions. So you get 13 health.
Ooh. Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know how to increment the usage other than going into the edit. So I'm going to edit it. Go.
It looks like it has a use button on the spell.
I'm not smart. I could have pressed that. I didn't realize.
Hey, it works out though. You got it either way.
Mm-hmm. And Ogden has a little bit more help.
All right. So
Okay,
after that, can I assume you all returned to sleep?
Nocti never woke up.
That's true. Neither did Jib.
Neither did Jib.
Yep.
Yeah, I would probably keep watch until someone else needed to, and then I would return to sleep.
All right.
I may take over for you. I'm already awake, and you need sleep after that injury.
So you switch the watches, and everything proceeds as planned. It takes you a little bit of extra time to get settled back in, and the rest takes a little bit longer because of the interruption and all of that, especially the change in watch at an irregular schedule. But finally, you do all wake up well rested, having completed a rest mechanically at about 9 a.m.
This means that I don't have my curse stuff up anymore, correct?
That sounds right to me.
Let me double check.
I think it's whenever you regain the focus. You might even be able to refocus, but I'm not sure.
Maybe.
All right, Oracular Curse.
It remains in effect until you rest for 8 hours and again
Yes.
make your daily preparations.
Okay, there you go. When you refocus, well, under the effects of your moderate or stronger curse, you can reduce it to minor. You just can't completely eliminate it. So you can refocus to at least get rid of the ash cloud. So that's good to know. Nice. So everybody can hit that rest, which should do a little bit of healing, replenish some resources, and we'll pick up from there next time. As y'all are rapidly approaching level 3, making pretty great progress through this building, about half of which remains unexplored at this point. And of course, there are more buildings outside, but slowly but surely, you're getting rid of all of the weird little threats in this building, and making it your own little hideout. So, all right, catch y'all next week. Thank you for playing.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye,
for
everyone.
running.
Thank you.